When the night falls and the moon hangs high, the unseen horrors begin to stir. Welcome to our journey through the dark corners of America's past. We delve into the vault of the macabre where the lines between reality and nightmare blur. We will traverse the battlefields where specters of soldiers still march, linger in a hotel whose guests have never checked out, dare to confront a vindictive witch, look into the eyes of a mythical creature, and face a devil that calls the forest its home. Each tale is a chilling testament to the mysteries that shroud our world, stories that have been whispered in hushed tones for generations. These are tales not for the faint of heart, but for those with an insatiable curiosity for the eerie and the uncanny. Our first destination is Gettysburg, where the echoes of a bloody past still linger. Gettysburg, steeped in history and known for the Civil War's pivotal battle. In July of 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg shifted the war's direction, marking it as one of the deadliest battles in American history, with a death toll around 51,000. Yet some spirits seem to dwell here still, unwilling to leave. Over time, visitors and locals have reported chilling encounters with these lingering souls. Spectral soldiers clad in tattered uniforms eternally reenact their last, desperate fight. Devil's Den stands as a hot spot for these sightings, including the helpful spirit of a barefoot Confederate soldier. The Gettysburg Orphanage, too, whispers of its cruel past, with visitors claiming to hear children's laughter and cries, and even catching a glimpse of the cruel headmistress Rosa Carmichael. And then there's the Farnsworth House Inn, a former war hospital that resonates with phantom footsteps and apparitions of wounded soldiers. So, the next time you visit Gettysburg, listen closely. The past might just speak to you. From the battlefield, we venture to a place of supposed comfort, the Stanley Hotel, a beacon in the heart of Colorado. This hotel, nestled at the foot of the Rocky Mountains, is where beauty intertwines with the uncanny. An oasis of luxury amidst wilderness, it was inaugurated in 1909. Under its polished facade, however, a darker narrative began to emerge. Its creepy reputation was not born in isolation. It was etched into the horror archives by master storyteller Stephen King. A brief stay led to the creation of his novel, The Shining, a terrifying tale of a haunted hotel and a family's descent into madness. The Stanley Hotel's link to the supernatural was thus established, but not solely through the pages of King's book. Over time, numerous guests and staff have reported inexplicable experiences. Empty rooms, whispering secrets, spectral figures seen fleetingly, laughter of unseen children reverberating through the corridors. All these add to the hotel's spooky lore. The most renowned apparitions are those of the original owners, Stanley and his wife, Flora. Long deceased, it seems they never left their cherished hotel. F.O. Stanley often appears in the lobby and billiard room, while Flora continues to play her piano, the notes lingering long after the keys have gone quiet. Another frequent spectral visitor is a girl named Lucy. Legend says she was a runaway who took shelter in the hotel's basement. Today, her spirit is reported to interact with guests, turning lights on and off and mysteriously shifting objects. Even the most hardened skeptics may find their beliefs challenged after a stay at the Stanley Hotel. The peculiar has a way of infiltrating our minds, blurring the lines between reality and the otherworldly. As you walk the carpeted halls of this grand hotel, remember the tales of previous visitors. Listen for faint piano strains, watch for lights flicker, and remember, in the Stanley Hotel you are never truly alone. Leaving the haunted halls of the Stanley Hotel, we find ourselves in the rural quiet of Tennessee, where a malevolent once reigned. Our tale takes us back to the early 19th century, to the homestead of the Bell family, where the infamous Bell Witch made her uncanny presence known. This spirit wasn't your typical ghostly entity. No, she was loud, violent, and terrifying. Her reign began subtly, with strange sightings and odd noises in the night. But it wasn't long before she escalated her antics, physically assaulting members of the Bell family, with the father, John Bell, and his daughter Betsy bearing the brunt of her wrath. This witch had a voice that could sing, laugh, quote verses, and even engage in conversation. It was this articulate nature that heightened the terror. She expressed her disdain for John Bell openly and even foretold his death, a prophecy which, distressingly, came true. Why did the Bell Witch torment this particular family? Well, the reasons remain as elusive as the spirit herself. Some speculate it was due to a land dispute, others say it was a result of John Bell's alleged misdeeds. But whatever the cause, the Bell Witch made it clear that her intention was to kill John Bell, and mission she accomplished. Can you fathom living under the constant threat of an unseen force, a force that could imitate any voice and strike at any moment? That was the grim reality for the Bell family. This tale doesn't end with John Bell's death. This day, locals and visitors report strange occurrences around the Bell property. Eerie sounds, sudden temperature drops, unexplained apparitions, the list goes on. Some even claim to have captured the Bell Witch's voice on tape, a haunting echo of the past. So, is the Bell Witch still lurking in Tennessee? Has she simply grown quieter over the years, or does she wait for her next opportunity to strike? The thought is enough to send shivers down your spine. In truth, we may never know. The Bell Witch remains one of America's most terrifying and enduring legends, a chilling reminder of the unseen forces that may dwell among us. Beware, for the Bell Witch may still be waiting in the shadows of Tennessee. From the quiet farmlands we journey to the town of Point Pleasant, where an eerie figure terrorized the local community. Here, amidst the rolling hills of West Virginia, a creature known as the Moth Man was said to lurk. Its legend is deeply embedded in Point Pleasant's lore. The tale began in the mid-60s when residents first reported encounters with a huge winged creature with glowing red eyes. More sightings flooded in, painting consistent picture of this mysterious entity. Descriptions always included a towering stature, a vast wingspan, and red eyes that glowed in the dark. As these sightings increased, so did the fear. Residents were gripped by a sense of impending doom. The Mothman became a whispered name, every shadow cast by the moon attributed to its haunting presence. Then, in December of 1967, tragedy struck. The Silver Bridge collapsed, sending countless people into the icy depths of the Ohio River. 46 lives were lost, resulting in one of the deadliest bridge failures in U.S. history. After the incident, many noted a chilling coincidence. Mothman sightings had peaked just before the disaster. Some speculated it was a harbinger of doom, its appearance a warning of the tragedy to come. In subsequent years, sightings became less frequent, but the legend never truly dissipated. The Mothman's tale continues to captivate and is woven into Point Pleasant's fabric. The town even hosts a yearly Mothman festival, celebrating the creature's memory. So the next time you find yourself in a small town on a dark night, and you catch a glimpse of something large fluttering in the shadows, or see a pair of red eyes glowing in the dark, remember the Mothman could be watching. Ultimately, we traverse into the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, where a creature of the night has plagued locals for centuries. This uncanny territory is reputed as the dwelling place of the infamous Jersey Devil, an entity in local folklore since the 1700s. Our narrative begins with Mother Leeds, who, upon learning of her 13th pregnancy, is said to have lamented, "Let this one be a devil." Unbeknownst to her, these words would birth a legendary tale. The child, born human, soon morphed into a grotesque creature, bearing a goat's head, bat wings, hooves, and a forked tail. Fearful, Mother Leeds' beast escaped into the wilderness, birthing the Jersey Devil. Over the years, numerous sightings of the entity have been reported. Eyewitnesses depict a terrifying figure swathed in mystery with a blood-curdling scream. It's been held accountable for unexplained livestock deaths, bizarre tracks, and the occasional eerie silence in the Pine Barrens. The terror it instills isn't a thing of the past. Today, locals and travelers share stories of unexplained events and spine-chilling encounters. Some fear the Barrens at night, while others report an unnerving feeling of surveillance. The Jersey Devil may not be as renowned as Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster, but it's a bona fide legend in New Jersey's Pine Barrens. Skeptics may dismiss these tales as folklore or hallucinations, but those who've experienced the inexplicable in the Barrens would argue otherwise. Thus, should you find yourself in New Jersey and hear a strange rustle in the foliage, remember, in the Pine Barrens, not every rustle in the bushes is just the wind. This journey through America's most terrifying tales comes to an end. But remember, the shadows hold countless more stories waiting to be told. From the spectral soldiers of Gettysburg to the vengeful Bell Witch of Tennessee, the spine-tingling specter of the Stanley Hotel, the enigmatic Mothman of Point Pleasant, and the elusive Jersey Devil. Isn't it eerie how these tales echo in the silence of the night, stirring our deepest fears? It's a stark reminder that reality can be far more terrifying than fiction. If you enjoyed these bone-chilling stories, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share your own experiences in the comments. Thank you so much.